2024 job market, it's a world of apply now buttons that might as well read apply and vanish. Oh, job postings I interviewed for, they're poof, gone. Budget cuts midway through. Like a job I get recommended for anybody on from their own team, I would get an auto rejection the next day. But my main takeaway is probably connections over applications, period. Out of all the jobs that I landed interviews for, only one came from a cold application. Every other interview that I actually got, they knew me. They followed me on LinkedIn. We had worked together before. It was just about kind of I knew in a lot of it. Oh, my advice for anybody now is just keep building those connections, even if you don't think you need them, even if you think that your job is totally secure, just keep them alive. That job board out there, a lot of it is an illusion, but it is people who get you hired, not algorithms. So don't sell yourself short. I had a couple of times where I would have an interview scheduled out for a week or two away. I'd have maybe 5 interviews at that point, and then they would schedule the next one for a week or two out. And then I would join the call, and in the middle of me waiting for them to join the call, I would get an email that the hiring manager or whoever it was on the team couldn't come anymore. And could I schedule again for another week out or another 2 weeks out? And it was almost like there was never like an explanation or even like kind of an apology usually about any of it. And I felt like you take all this time, and a lot of the interviews that I had been through, they were like 8 steps. Like you join at least 8 different calls, and then the job could have vanished anyway. Don't sell yourself short. And if a company doesn't respect your time, you need to get off of that. I did have to pull out of a couple of applications where I felt like they were not being truthful or respectful of my time. And I would tell anybody to do that. A couple of flags that I would look out for now that I wouldn't have thought before is one of the things that happened a couple of times to me was you would have a job description, you would apply for that job, and then they would tell you that the job changed. Oh, they would tell you that there were things that were added to the job and it wasn't going to give you more money or a better title or anything like that that you would have to do now that we're not in the original job posting. A lot of the times for me being in content, it was like, you will also be the YouTube channel manager, and that wasn't on there before. Or you'll be editing videos for 20% of the time, not on there before. Like adding things after the fact kind of shows you that they don't know what they want, or that maybe they cut people and wanted one human being to do the job of 2 people. Oh, I would look out for all of that now. I think, like a lot of people that I know, I didn't do much on LinkedIn at all until the pandemic. I think at that time I was looking for connection. I felt like everything around me was going to hell, and I didn't know if I would have a job at the company I was at anymore. We had a lot of decline in different aspects of my current job that were going on when the pandemic hit. And I'm like, I need to build a community. I need to have connection. I can't even leave my home. How am I going to do any of that? And I think I kind of figured out going onto LinkedIn after that used to just be a place I would go to update when I got a new job. I didn't hang out on LinkedIn at all. Probably mid 2020, I looked at LinkedIn thinking I might have to get a job again. What am I going to do? And it had changed. So it used to be more of a job board, but it had changed into more of a social media platform with a feed. And I knew that I wanted a voice in the room, especially in the content and marketing spaces. So I started to just get out there and talk about what was going on with me. Just kind of my goal at that time was just connecting with people. And I did always want to be authentic when I did that. And when I was being authentic before, there were not as many people doing that. And I did have a lot of the people coming at me with this isn't Facebook back then. That was a comment that showed up a lot for me in 2020, 2021, but I kept doing what I was doing, and it has been a game changer for me. When I think about what I've built on there, like I've had opportunities like being hired because of LinkedIn. I've been able to get invited to go to an event, to attend a conference for free, to collaborate with people that I never would have got to meet because they don't live anywhere near me. Like LinkedIn is this giant networking event that just never quits as long as you're willing to show up and, speak up.